Hi everybody, welcome to Khong Driving. We are on the way from Penang to KL, and we're actually in a very crowded highway on the North-South Highway, and we're going at between 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. And we are in the Kia Sorento 2.5 litre all-wheel drive gasoline engine with a 6-speed gearbox, 177 PS, 232 Newton meters of torque. And it's raining a little bit, but here's an opportunity for us to show you just what kind of fuel consumption we can get from this vehicle traveling at highway speeds. Okay, so we have actually done 14 kilometers, and driving at this kind of speed, I'm just following the traffic, yeah. We actually have 10.6 kilometers per liter, but what we're going to do is we're going to reset the meter, and we're going to drive maybe about 30 to 40 kilometers and see what we can actually get driving this vehicle in this type of condition. I'm actually hoping for it to get a little bit faster, but there's some traffic in front, and we're just going at 60 kilometers per hour. Yes, it's raining and people are a little bit worried and they're driving slow, but the main cause of this slow driving is actually some slow trucks overtaking some even slower trucks, and cars overtaking these trucks, and once they've overtaken, they do not remember to get back to the left lane. Okay, so it seems to be picking up a bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to reset the meter and continue from here. 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, so we've reset the thing, and we're traveling at about 80 kilometers per hour following the traffic in front. Now if you look at my instrument panel, we have the meter on the camera here. On the sort of a top right hand side, you'll see a little green road with 2 lines on it and a steering wheel on it. Yes, so now we are on the sort of like lane keep assist, yeah. And what it does is the steering is activated, and it kind of like follows the contour of the road. It follows the 2 lines, the left and right, and it keeps your car within the lane, so you can actually feel the car or the steering actually turning by itself. So it takes away some of the boredom of driving on the highway, because the steering helps to keep your car in the middle of the lane. So that means you don't need to concentrate so much lah. So it's good for me to be talking to you on camera, and the steering wheel is actually turning the wheel to keep the car in the lane. Now I can see the reason why we are going at 80 kilometers per hour. There's a truck in front, about 3 cars in front of us, and he is overtaking a whole bunch of slower cars. And it seems he's not going in, so we are going as fast as the truck is going. Hopefully he moves in to the left, and then the cars will overtake him, and hopefully we'll get a bit higher speed, but I don't think that's possible. In the rain, most people drive at this speed, because if they go any faster, they'll be lost. So we're going about 85 kilometers per hour. Good, some cars turn off into Nibong Tebal, and we are still on the highway. Yes, the truck has moved over to the left and another car is overtaking it slowly. So our speed has gone up a little bit. We are going at about 95 kilometers per hour and the speed limit here is 110. So it's getting a bit dark ahead of us, and I've just turned on the lights to make sure that others can see us. Yeah, so I turned on the lights. And what do we have now? Oh, we have 12.1 kilometers per liter. That's maybe because we are going a bit slow, and now we are going a little bit faster, so it should go down a little bit. So guys, I think this matter will be something a lot of you intending buyers of the Kia Sorento would be wondering about. Yeah, this car is 1.771 tons. That's 1,771 kilos, and this is I would say this is a large size or D segment SUV. So we're going to try to run at 110 or as fast as we can, yeah, under that 110, to show you what type of fuel consumption you would most likely get if you're driving on the highway, say from Penang to KL, because that's what we are doing now. Granted, of course, you realize that if you push it to 150 or 160 or more, which this vehicle can very well do, then the fuel consumption figures will go out the window, because you are really stressing the engine and you're pushing it, maximizing the horsepower, and that will cause you to have detrimental fuel consumption. But yeah, that's out of topic. We will be driving at around 110 to see what type of typical consumption you can get. So if you can see in front of us, there's a Lexus SUV, and we are driving at exactly the same speed as that Lexus is doing. So our speed now is about 96, 97 kilometers per hour, and we are going at 2000 RPM. So this is in top gear. So for SUV, this is an indication. So we're getting maybe about 48 kilometers per hour for every 1000 RPM of engine speed. Yeah, but it's an auto, so we don't really know whether it's really in 6th gear or not, or it could be in 5th gear because of the load. Yeah, and just to give you an indication of the load, there are actually 5 adults in this vehicle. You can only see 2, I know. The rest are sleeping at the back, and well, it was a kind of like a trip for our little group of people to go for some event in Penang, and now I'm the only one left awake. Everybody else seems to be sleeping, and I'm keeping myself awake by doing this fuel consumption test in the rain. Yes, so in the rain you got to be very careful when you're driving. First thing you need to look out for is you got to maintain a distance of at least 4 or 5 seconds between you and the car in front. So basically is to give you enough room to react if anything happens to the car in front in the rain. And in the rain, of course, you drive a bit slower lah. So we are going at about 90 to 95 kilometers per hour now. I'm following that SUV in front of us. I'm in not too much of a hurry because it's raining and it's slippery, but I'm very, very appreciative of the fact that I have all-wheel drive. So guys, all-wheel drive is not just for off-roading. Yeah, you appreciate this very much if you are in the wet. And a couple of days ago, I drove a Lamborghini Huracan, the Performante, and that had all-wheel drive. And we had a small little drive with another BMW, which was rear-wheel drive, and it got wet. So the moment it got wet, that was when the all-wheel drive showed its superiority. Yeah, we could go around corners so much better. So no, I'm not asking you to go and drive very fast around a corner, What I'm saying is, if you have all-wheel drive, such as this Sorento has, you feel very, very secure in the wet. Yes, I still advise you to drive slower in the wet, but you feel more secure, and your car will more likely stay on the road in case anything happens, yeah, because you just have more grip than usual. Of course, in the rain, stopping distances will change. Sometimes they more than double up, so you got to be aware of that, yeah. Just because you have four-wheel drive doesn't mean you cannot fly off the road. The laws of physics still apply. Okay, so let's take a look at what the consumption is at the moment. There's a bit of a relief. The cars are thinning out, and the other SUV in front of us is going actually a little bit faster, but I want to stay in this same speed. We are a little bit below 110 now, and what have we got? We got 12.6 kilometers per liter. So guys, this is the type of typical consumption you can get if you're driving at the regulation speed, yeah. So we're going at nearly 110, and we're getting 12.6. Of course, this is mixed with some earlier driving at 80 and 90 kilometers per hour. Okay, I'm going to change lane, and you notice that there's a little camera that shows you the side view behind you as you signal your intention to come out. So if you turn your signal to the right like this, the right hand side of the vehicle lights up, and if you turn your signal to the left hand side lights up, so you can see if there's any motorbike or any car in your blind spot. That's pretty neat. So it's very much like the Honda system of lane watch, yeah, except that the Honda one only has lane watch for the left hand side of the vehicle and not on the right hand side, whereas this Kia Sorento has it on both sides. Okay, so the steering is still helping me to keep the car in the middle of the track, and yeah, then for a short moment the lines were a bit blur because of the rain, and then nothing was happening, yeah. So then it sends the line again, and it caught on. So I think in the rain it's not going to be so practical. I might have to turn it off. Yes, I think I should, because if you rely on it too much, then it may not work at the time when you want it to work. I'm trying to turn it off. Oops. Okay, I managed to turn it off. You got to toggle the switch to get the right sequence. Anyway, we're going a little bit over 110, and we're getting close to what the condition that we wanted to show, and we still have 12.6 and at 110. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it at 110 just to be consistent, and this will be a very good indicator. So in other words, if you're driving outstation with your family or your friends and you are driving at this speed, it's good for you to know that at this speed you're getting around 12 point something kilometers for every liter of fuel. That brings it down to, say, at 2 ringgit and 5 cents. 12 into 200 will be about, yeah, maybe let's see, how is that, 12 kilometers per liter. Yeah, it's about how do you count that? Yeah, it's about 18 cents a kilometer, roughly. My math is not that good, yeah. So we got 12.7 now, which I think is very decent. I'm sorry guys, I can't hold 110 kilometers per hour consistently because of the other traffic that's around. So we're actually catching up with other cars, and pretty soon we'll have to overtake them. Okay, we have done 19.8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to top it off at 30 kilometers, yeah. Then that will be a good indicator because it's quite consistent at 12.7 now. So the car in front braked. Okay, I am going to move over to the left lane. And I can see in front of me there are quite a few trucks. 2 trucks overtaking one slow truck, and then we have 2 cars and a van and another car on the left. The cars and the van are on the right following the truck. Yeah, 2 trucks overtaking one truck. And we're going to move over to the right because there's a slow truck on the left lane. And we're slowing down to about 80. So don't forget, in the rain, you must be very, very careful. And yes, make sure your wipers work well, yeah? Because you need to have the best visibility, and if your wipers are not good, you will find water streaks on your screen and you can't see very well. And if you can't see very well, then you can't drive very well. That's for sure, because you're not an autopilot, yeah? Anyway, we have done 22.3 kilometers and we're still following this van that is on its way to overtake the lorry, and we are at 12.8 kilometers per liter. Actually, I'm quite impressed. This is a 2.5 liter engine, and yeah, no doubt it's the latest engine, but it's also pulling a 1.771 ton, yeah, 1,771 kilos of weight. And by the way, this weight is around the same weight as that of the Proton X70. Yeah, but the X70 with the 1.5 liter engine, I think, has lost a bit of weight there, maybe another 20 or 30 kilos. So yeah, that will be slightly lighter than this vehicle. So this is a much bigger vehicle, so you can see that they actually have taken some pains to get the weight kept to a minimum. And yes, this 1771 kilos is with an all-wheel drive system running. Oops, I've exceeded the 110. Okay, slowing down to 110. And yes, we have dropped back to 12.7, and we've done 24.5. So another 5.5 kilometers, we will stop the run, or rather stop the measuring, and come to the conclusion. Well, it's quite consistent. We have done 25 kilometers, 5 more kilometers to go, and we are showing some very, very encouraging numbers. Yes, 12.7. I wouldn't have thought that a 2.5 liter vehicle, naturally aspirated with such weight, and with a four-wheel drive system, could achieve this. So wheels are 19-inch, for the all-wheel drive gasoline version, and the all-wheel drive diesel version, you get 19-inch wheels. But for the front-wheel drive only, 2.5 liter gasoline, the one variant that is front-wheel drive is the 2.5 liter gasoline with only front-wheel drive, and that one, the telltale would be it's got 18-inch wheels. So it's got smaller wheels, so it's probably a little bit faster on takeoff, and because it has less transmission, not a four-wheel drive system, you can probably wheel spin a little bit too. But in terms of overall grip, then I would say this one is better. Now the truck was coming out, but we managed to pass him before he got past those two motorbikes that were pushing each other along. Kind of a dangerous thing to do on a highway. Well, this is Malaysia, Okay, we are being slowed down by traffic again. It is just traffic bunching up because some trucks are coming out to overtake other slow trucks, and we are back to 80 kilometers per hour again. And we have done 28.3. So, and the rain has stopped, so that's a plus point. I turned off the lights. We still have the DRLs working, yeah. Okay, we're gonna signal to the left and have a look in front. Look at it, there's a bus overtaking a small truck, and in front of the bus there's a couple of vehicles and a big truck that finished overtaking the truck, and we have to move over to the right again to claim our place in the queue to overtake this long line of trucks on the left. Okay, we are on 29.5 and we have 12.6 kilometers per liter. Yeah, so it was fluttering between 12.6 and 12.7 and 29.8, 29.9, 30. Yes, and we have 12.5 kilometers per liter. Yeah, I'm so sorry we lost a little bit there because we were climbing up a hill, but anyway, this is our indicator for you. This is the typical fuel consumption you will get if you're driving on a highway at this type of speeds, which is basically generally around 80 to 110. Yeah, anyway, under different conditions, under different traffic conditions and road conditions, there will be slight differences in the fuel consumption, but like I said before, this is just an indicator for you to know what it's like. Alright then, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and of course don't forget we sell these cars on our channel. Go to shop.yskhongdriving.com or drop me a WhatsApp at 016-335-0609. Thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share and like. Okay, bye.